Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I decided to try something slightly different and talk about skincare products that I have recently purchased or received through PR that I am interested in and sort of trying, but haven't necessarily made it into my skincare routine. All right, so when I talk about products that I am trying or that I'm interested in, it means that maybe I've been using the products for a week or so, or I'm trying to see how they kind of go into my current skincare routine and stuff. So these are products that I'm not necessarily recommending to you guys. I just think it's an interesting process. I see so many comments from people being like, how do you know if you like a product? How long do you try it? How do you actually add it into your routine and stuff? So with that said, just know that I am sharing my interest in these products, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm recommending these products. Starting with cleansers. So the first one is from a brand you hear me talk about often. This is from Versed. This is their Gentle Cycle Milky Cleanser. So the thing with cleansers is that it's pretty easy to decide really quickly whether you like a cleanser or not. Even after the first time you use a cleanser, you can pretty much be like, yeah, I like that, or I'm interested in that, or you can pretty much know because you're gonna see the results quickly. The thing that a cleanser needs to do is it needs to obviously cleanse your face, get everything off of it, and also not make your face feel stripped. Sometimes there are cleansers that have actives in them that you're trying to get a better idea of. So this one falls into a category of trying to get an idea of how I feel about it. And the reason for that is because it's a little bit more of an interesting cleanser. It is for sensitive skin and it has a creaminess to it, but it's similar to a first cleanse. And I was a little bit confused whether it was a first cleanse or if it was supposed to be a regular cleanser. And I think it's, it kind of walks the line, and that's what makes it so interesting. The main ingredients that they highlight in this product are oat milk and probiotics, but it also is a hybrid of an oil cleanser. So it has some oils in it. It's very, very moisturizing when you put it on. And the other thing that makes it interesting is they recommend putting it onto dry skin first and then wetting it afterwards to kind of emulsify it. So I find this to be a very interesting cleanser. I will say, so far, I think it's a really nice cleanser. I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to, truly be a first cleanse. When I have intense on-camera makeup, this is not the cleanser that I reach for, but on days where I'm wearing just sunscreen and stuff, this has been really nice so far. It's very silky and it leaves your skin feeling like it's moisturized. All right, so the next category, this is where I have probably the most items that I am testing out and that I'm really interested in. So I'm just gonna touch on each of these products because they are very interesting and I already have my first impressions of them, so I'll share those thoughts. First, this one, it is called Cyspera. This is the Intensive Pigment Corrector. The thing that makes this interesting is because it's medical grade, and when I say medical grade, I don't mean that it makes it better or stronger, but meaning it's a medical grade product where I have to go to a med spa or a dermatologist or some type of medical professional who sells this product. I got interested in this product because Dr. Alexis Stevens talked about it, and then I start to notice lots of different dermatologists start to slowly mention it on social media. If you guys have been following me for a while, I have melasma. I deal with hyperpigmentation and melasma, mostly melasma that I've had to deal with post-pregnancy. It started in my first pregnancy with Nikosh, but really became a big issue for me in my second pregnancy. So I really had to start looking for ingredients and products that tackle melasma, especially while you're pregnant or breastfeeding and stuff. So you'll see, I have other products in here that are interesting to me that are also pregnancy safe. I don't know, actually, just off the top of my head, if this is safe for pregnancy or for breastfeeding. So that's something that you should definitely look into if you're dealing with melasma and you're interested in this product. The thing that I find interesting about it is, one, obviously that's being talked about by dermatologists, but two is it has an ingredient that is the active ingredient that I hadn't really used before in my skincare routine or tried out, and that ingredient is cysteamine. I don't even know if I'm saying it right because it's such a newer ingredient to me, but it is known to help with pigment correction. So if you are dealing with any type of hyperpigmentation, especially if it gets intense, people don't realize with melasma, you can really end up with some intense melasma. It can end up looking like it's a full-on mask on your face. I feel like I've done a really good job of keeping it at bay because you don't even know what can trigger it. They say it's incurable and they're not really sure, what are all the reasons why people get melasma. I can tell you I know things that trigger my melasma, but it's something that I'm constantly dealing with. So in my morning and my nighttime routine, I almost always have products that are in there to help kind of like fight it, or at least like keep it at bay. So the way you use it is also very interesting. You wake up in the morning and you put it on before you wash your face and do the rest of your skincare routine. I don't know the reason for that. Maybe it's just ease of like putting it into your skincare routine like that, or like maybe because it's also such a thick formula and you're supposed to use it like a mask, it just seems easier to put it on in the morning before you do everything else, but that's how you use it. So you wake up, put it on your face, you actually put a really thin layer and you let it sit for about 15 minutes before you actually rinse it off and go into your skincare routine. So I just got this a week ago and it's been very interesting to try it out. I can't tell you I've seen any results yet. There's also the caveat that that I use other ingredients and products in my routine regularly that are fighting melasma. So this is supposed to be, I added it in to really like be that next step of fighting my melasma, and so far it's too early for me to tell you. As far as like using it the way that they recommend in the morning and stuff, that's been actually pretty easy to do. The one thing I will point out though is it's very smelly. It legitimately smells like I'm putting a perm solution on my face. I've gotten used to it now, but the first couple of times I was like, oh my goodness, this smells terrible. So hopefully it ends up being a product that I really like and that really does clear up my melasma, because it does have a pretty bad stench to it. Another product that I purchased that targets dark spots and melasma and hyperpigmentation in general is this one by Topicals. It is called Faded. This is like the power of like influencers on social media. I have seen so many influencers I follow, specifically in this like skincare space, that love this product so much and have, like just raved about it. So I went ahead and just purchased it. I've only used it twice at this point. I've also been interested in it because it has ingredients that I'm obsessed with when it comes to treating melasma, right? So the ingredients are kojic acid, it has tranexamic acid in it, melatonin, niacinamide, licorice root, and my absolute favorite, and that is azelaic acid. One of the reasons why I was interested in it is because azelaic acid can be very hard to formulate with. Because it can be very difficult to formulate, the formula that it usually sits in can end up feeling kind of pasty and thick. So I wanted to know if they had, like mastered that, and if it's something that I can incorporate into my skincare routine. Also because I hear from so many viewers that they want, access to products like this that are a cocktail, that just like an all-in-one product, instead of having to layer several different products that treat their melasma or their hyperpigmentation. They just want one. So I was wondering if this would be that product. Again, I've only used it twice. The notes that I have from it so far, you can't use a ton of it because it can actually feel a little bit pasty, but if you use just enough, it goes on really nicely. It feels like it's hydrating for the skin. It doesn't feel like you're putting like a silicone base on your face. Like it's just this like pasty product, which I have experienced with azelaic acid based products. And I can't tell you so far if it treats the melasma or the dark spots yet, but I can tell you that those ingredients definitely help treat all of that. So hopefully it will do it. It does have a little bit of a strong scent as well. It's almost like reminiscent of the Cyspera, actually, that it's like that chemical, almost perm-like smell, but this one dissipates much quicker and it's not as strong as the Cyspera. So I'm excited to keep putting this into my skincare routine, but it is a little bit thick if you use too much. So also along the lines of serums and treatments and kind of treating the skin for melasma and dark spots and stuff are these two serums. They are vitamin C serums. So I say sort of targeting hyperpigmentation and stuff because vitamin C is more of like the overall brightening. It'll definitely help over time to lighten up some of your dark marks and your hyperpigmentation and stuff. But truly, I think vitamin C adds, it's antioxidants for your skin. So it's just overall brightening and, like giving you that rejuvenation, that radiance to your skin. So it's a little bit different in my opinion, but it helps a little bit with hyperpigmentation. But both of these are newer to the market. This one is by Youth to the People. This is their 15% vitamin C plus clean caffeine energy serum. And the other one is by Biossance. It's their Squalane plus vitamin C dark spot serum. So the thing that makes these similar is that they are vitamin C serums. They also have that 3,0-ethyl ascorbic acid in them, which is a vitamin C derivative. So they're both vitamin C derivative based products. They don't have L-ascorbic acid. L-ascorbic acid, if you guys don't know, is the much more researched version of vitamin C. So all the studies and stuff that people refer to when they talk about the effects that you get from vitamin C, usually tend to be about L-ascorbic acid. The problem with L-ascorbic acid is it can be very irritating to the skin because it has to be at a very low pH. It can also be very unstable. So you don't always know if you're actually getting the benefits of L-ascorbic acid when you use a serum because it could have gone bad, not stable, oxidized, whatever, and it might not actually do much for your skin. So I think that, you know, we're gonna see more and more vitamin C derivatives and derivatives of other products that are also just not stable. The thing that makes them different though, if you're trying to decide, is that this one has 2 other vitamin C derivatives in it. So it's this like powerhouse together, you know, like you're getting the power of all of them, and the complex together makes 15% vitamin C in here. The other thing that they really are boosting in this is the yerba mate ingredient in it. There's other antioxidants in this product as well and hydrating ingredients, but they call it, you know, the caffeine energy serum. And the reason for that is because it has yerba mate in it. And yerba mate is a type of tea that you know, I've heard about it from like South America, like Buenos Aires and Uruguay and stuff. That's a popular drink that they have there. And it's because it's full of caffeine. Just like some of their other products, they have it in this serum. And caffeine, if you guys don't know, can be really nice for the skin, partially because it also has lots of antioxidants in it. So for people that have like puffiness to their skin, or that want their skin to feel like it looks like it's a little bit tighter and smoother, this might be the better option for you. It also just feels a little bit lighter than the Biossance. I'll get to that though. I don't think that that's a deterrent for any skin type. I just think that they just feel different is all I'm trying to say. So this one is more of like a depuffing and a brightening serum, and it's also just really light and hydrating. When you put it on your skin, it absorbs really, really quickly, and actually if you don't put your next product on quickly, it can feel a touch sticky. Okay, so then the Biossance one. So this does not have other vitamin C derivatives in it. They focus on one vitamin C derivative. They have squalane in this, so this is also a very soothing vitamin C treatment. And I think what's interesting about that is I do hear so many people say that they can't use vitamin C because it's irritating for their skin. So because it has a vitamin C derivative in it and it has squalane, it's probably already going to be way more gentle for your skin. It also gives it a little bit of a different feel than the energy serum by Youth to the People, for instance. That one feels almost gel-like, like a gel-like serum. And gel is like not the right word for it either, but in comparison to this feels like it's a little bit more of a serum that has like a creamy texture to it. So they're both very, very light, but this one feels like it's a little bit more moisturizing and not just hydrating to the skin. They also talk about how they have white shiitake mushroom in here, which is also just great for your skin. It's very nourishing as well. So this one I feel like is for people that have very sensitive skin, that feel like they have dry skin. If you feel like vitamin C's are always too irritating for your skin, this might be the one that you go for. And then last of the serums that I'm trying, I just purchased this one. It's by Stratia Skin. This is their liquid gold. They say it's a lightweight skin strengthening moisturizer. This again is one of those products. It's like talk about the power of influencing and social media and stuff. This one I saw a lot on social media, so I decided to purchase it, partially because I thought it was really interesting that they took the approach of sticking with parabens as the preservative system in this product. When we look at products that are there for skin strengthening or for barrier repair and stuff, usually the people are using these products or looking for these products because they've like over irritated their skin, or they have, you know, redness, maybe they went and got a treatment done and stuff. So usually what they're looking for is something that's not going to further irritate their skin. And I think that this is an interesting option because people don't realize that parabens are actually a totally fine and safe skincare preservative, and it's just been demonized for the past few years in skincare. So I think, you know, once we started seeing big companies start to stop using parabens, it started becoming game over for parabens for a lot of small companies too. So I really thought it was interesting of this brand as an indie brand to stick with their guns and go with parabens as the preservative system for this product. If you guys don't know, parabens are probably the most gentle for the skin. So if you truly have some skin barrier issues and you're looking for a product that can be strengthening for your skin barrier, so far this has been very interesting to me and it's felt really nice. I think that people with really sensitive skin could use this product. It has nice oils in it, it has niacinamide in it, so you're actually even getting a brightening effect to your skin, but people don't realize that niacinamide does so much more and it actually helps to strengthen your skin barrier as well. So this is just a really nice product. It's got this beautiful gold tone to it too, so obviously they call it liquid gold. And I think you should definitely pay attention to this and give it a try if you are experiencing some type of sensitivity. Okay, now moving on to moisturizers that I've started to incorporate into my skincare routine that I'm testing out and stuff. Again, moisturizers like cleansers are products that you can kind of get a pretty good sense of whether you're gonna like them or not within like the first try. I still like to give them a few more tries before I really decide if I like them or not. So 2 moisturizers I've recently added in are this one by Pyunkang. This is their nutrition cream, and this is super, super moisturizing versus this one that I've also added in that's called Sound Renewal. It's by Superegg. It's actually a brand that was started by a woman I follow on Instagram who goes by Egg Canvas on Instagram. She's very like design focused too. So it's really cool packaging and stuff. So this is different from this one because it's a lightweight gel cream. So let me talk about the differences between these. So let's talk about this one first. I need to caveat and throw out there that I have dry skin. I tend to have normal to dry skin. In the summertime, more normal. Wintertime, definitely more dry. So this isn't necessarily a moisturizer made for my skin, and most of these lightweight moisturizers are not made for me. But I was still very interested in trying this out. There are lots of antioxidants in this. She goes off of this whole concept of there are so many nutrients in an egg, but she didn't want to have to use eggs because she made her entire line vegan. So she kind of looked up what are the nutrients that you find in eggs, and she replicated that in this. She also puts PHAs in here, which are polyhydroxy acids. And the reason why I think that's also interesting about this product is because they are very hydrating to the skin. They also give like a very, very gentle exfoliation to the skin, but I wouldn't even think about that unless you have the most sensitive skin ever. Like you'd have to have super, like I could put this on my kids, like it's that gentle and nobody would ever even think about the fact that it exfoliates at all. But PHAs are very hydrating and they also have a lot of anti-aging benefits to them as well. So I just love that she kind of combined all of that stuff into this lightweight moisturizer, and it's a gel cream that feels like it's actually creamy. I don't know if that makes sense. Like some gel creams feel like they're too much of like a gel. This feels like it's a very nice moisturizer. And then when it comes to this moisturizer, if you have really dry, parched skin right now, especially during the winter time, I have been loving this. I mean, it's one of those creams where you open it up and it is just, it's so nice and rich, but it also feels like it has this hydrating aspect to it, which you don't always get. When you find like really thick, rich creams, sometimes they feel like they can almost be pasty on the skin. This doesn't feel like that at all. My first impressions are that it feels nice and rich and moisturizing, and it really could be great and beneficial for anybody with dry skin, but it also has this hydrating aspect to it. And then last, this is not a new product, but it's new to me. It is by Milk Makeup. This is their Melatonin Overnight Lip Mask. I hadn't even thought about buying this or anything. I hadn't seen it on social media or anything, but in my private Facebook group, a lot of people have been talking about this. There's a guy named Ken who just kept messaging me and being like, if you love this lip balm and this lip balm, you have to try this one. So I went ahead and got it, and I love this stuff. It has kind of like a essential oil scent to it, and that's because it has like rosemary essential oil and maybe like lavender in it too. What I like about it is it's very, very balmy, and it does last the entire night. I've talked about like the Laneige lip sleeping mask a few times and how much I love it, and I've seen comments from people being like, oh, it's not thick enough for me. So this kind of is like the next step up if you want an overnight sleeping mask for your lips that feels like it's a little bit more heavy duty than the Laneige. So those are skincare products that I have been trying and incorporating and stuff. So if you see me talking about them over the next few months, that means that, you can pretty much guarantee that I ended up loving these products. I also bring these up because I can tell you my first impressions of them are that I'm still very interested in them and going to continue giving them a try, which doesn't always happen. There are some products that I get and like the first time I like touch it, I'm like, nah, not interested in this product whatsoever. Some products don't even make it out of the package. When I like see them, I'm just not interested whatsoever. So these products have made it into like that next phase where I'm actually trying to incorporate them into my skincare routine and see what's gonna stick. So I hope this was interesting to you guys. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below. You can find me on Instagram. I'm at Susan Yara, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.